Welcome back, YouTube. This is part 2 of painting a custom snapback hat. And this hat was originally done for a glassblower. So people ask me, like, what is the owl doing? And he's basically blowing glass. He's, doing the technique they do, and they heat it up with the fire, and then they use their breath to blow up the glass and shape it into all kinds of fancy things we use in the world. And this glass blower, we did exchange for this hat, and he made me watercolor glasses that are amazing. And so basically today I'm going to talk a little bit about my process on here, but I'm also going to talk a little bit about what art does for my mental health, in these times of the pandemic and isolation. And I've always been a super creative person, and so there's this new term that I've come across. It's called mental entropy. And entropy basically means the decline or the dissolution of your thoughts. And I've always been a super creative person, so lately this term's really helped me with what art really does for me. And I'm also an art educator, and I teach art a lot, and I teach art to younger people. And so I've been doing a lot of studying on what creativity and the real use of doing art, from poetry to painting to dancing to theater to performance and all those things. And mostly what it's really done for me is I grew up with a very diverse upbringing. I lost my father when I was 10, and then I got a life-threatening disease when I was 11. And I've always had these kind of diverse things coming at me, and very abstract like life is. And I really, use my imagination to visualize a lot of different perspectives and possibilities. And I think that's what art really does for us. And as I'm painting this hat right now, it's real interesting when I watch these speed paints back, because I'm really schooled in painting, and I study every day about color and value and all the fundamentals and all the way to the deeper aspects of art, because I'm an art educator. And so I want to know, someone who's not going to go work in the film industry or work for games or be a graphic designer, what does art have to do with them, and why are they drawn to it? And I think a lot of it is because they're super intellectual people, and they're creative. And what art does is it takes this entropy, right, and it feeds it, so your thoughts don't fall apart. So I find lately, even when I watch some of my favorite movies and television shows, I'm not that happy afterwards, because I'm used to doing this high level art. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm painting in the negative spaces. And it's interesting to me to look back at these speed paints and go, what was I thinking? And really what's coming home to me in my heart and my thinking is that I just love the process of creativity and discovery of new challenges that the mind can work on. And that basically battles entropy. It keeps your mind solving problems and everything it possibly can, And so I believe that, it's at a state that really allows us to go back into our normal life. And when we're faced with either financial struggles or health struggles or relationship struggles, we got to solve problems, and they're kind of abstract because they're very specific to your life. And so I think this is where art really helps. And so what's really fun about these hats, and I'm doing some more step-by-step tutorials or more broken down on Skillshare, but on YouTube I'm going to start putting up a lot of my art and talking a lot about what it really does for our human experience. Basically this hat I did for a glassblower, right? He's from Missouri. And so I kind of know a little bit about him because he's a fellow streamer, right? And I learned like, you know, of course he blows glass, so he enjoys that whole culture and color, and he's an artist and he creates things, and he's from Missouri, so right now I'm painting the Missouri skyline. And I really don't design or use a lot of my logical thinking that I've learned in the industry for being a graphic designer and illustrator, high-end illustrator for years. I use a lot of my intuition, my will, a lot of my mental faculties, and it really feeds me. It's just like working out, you know, taking care, eating good food, and it's just an incredible process, because when I look back at these hats, I go, whoa, I didn't layer to get that effect. You know, I'm working in acrylics, and I'm very schooled in acrylics, and acrylics, a lot of amazing effects and finalized paintings come from layering things and outlining, you know, a lot of the fundamentals, you know. And on here, I just go wild and I just have fun, and I really get it in that painter zone, what I was talking about on part 1. I get in that painter zone, you know, where it's just the love of really what painting is, because painting is basically just making a mark here, making a little mark here, making a mark here, and making a little mark here, and then you get a painting. And so I end up right here doing my classic pen and ink, which I grew up, you know, with ballpoint pens, and I love doing this like kind of like signature illustration. It's all from my imagination, and most of all, it feeds and cures this entropy and keeps my mental health strong. So thank you all for watching. Gonna leave all my social media links below. Make sure you subscribe if you want more, and leave comments. Let's cater dialogue, because I'm really interested in you know, sharing my art and teaching people, and also giving people who aren't headed toward the industry or be a full-time artist. So thank you very much for watching. Once again, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, Ipaintcreatures.